Hello, my name is John Maloney, and welcome to Blindful Communication, where blind plus mindful equals blindful communications. And this channel is for everyone. So this is my fourth video. I took the last week off, not purposefully, but I got caught up in a project that I'm trying to do to help raise some funds for myself. But unfortunately, on Saturday, most of the project went bye-bye, so I kind of have to start a little bit from scratch, but have an idea of what I'm doing now, so that is good. So what else do I want to say? The last video I mentioned that I was using an editing app called Chopper to try to remove silences in my video, but that unfortunately did not work out so well. So I found another app that works phenomenally called Smooth Talker. So that's the one I used. It's a $50 for a lifetime subscription, but that just seemed to be the most fitting thing to do. So just want to let people know there, if they need a good pause editor, that seems to be working very well for me. So I want to start with a bit of a relaxation exercise. So I have music on my other iPhone to be transparent, and I want to see how this is going to work out. So so what you can do now is just take a couple of deep breaths and just feel the breathing going in and out. You can do a little bit of the box breathing. 4 seconds in, hold for 4 seconds, out for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. So just do that a little bit. And as you're doing it, we use the term soften your gaze, which means don't focus on anything, just focus on nothing really. However, if you want to close your eyes, if that works better for you, then yes, definitely close your eyes. And as you're breathing, just imagine yourself at a lakeside, where you can just smell the fresh air, hear the birds in the background chirping. That's my bird sound. Just imagine yourself in a safe place, whether you're in a cottage, small hut, whether you're just sitting on the shores of the lake. Maybe your feet are in the water a little bit, or you're in your favorite lawn chair sitting there. Or maybe even a lawn chair that's actually made out of trees that roots into the ground, so you're so connected with nature. Maybe you have your favorite drink, a coffee, a cup of tea, or something else more lively to drink. Maybe you're eating food, maybe not, but just imagine this as your safe space. Imagine here that nothing bad can happen to you here. You're totally safe here. You can relax. You can let all your worries go. All your stress just melt away into the ground. Just look out over the ripples of the waves. Maybe you see ducks in the water, swans, maybe geese are flying overhead. Just take in the breeze. Maybe there's a slight breeze. But again, this is your safe space, so I'm just going to pause for a little bit and let you just kind of relax. Yes, and now slowly start to focus your gaze in on the here and now. Open your eyes slowly as your focus, continues to the present. Just feel yourself relaxed. Yes, feel the relaxation. Hopefully that helped you a little bit. Just kind of relax and chill out, as I like to say. So now what we want to do for today is I want to talk about the top 10 things you can do to live a more mindful life and communicate more mindfully. And I honestly believe with all sincerity that when you're communicating more mindfully, you're communicating more effectively. So let's start with this top 10 list. So number one is pause before reacting. Sometimes, when your body is tense and you're in an intense conversation, you want to react before you respond. But I'll say this, take a deep breath, count to 4 or count to 10 or whatever you need to do, and let your words be controlled by you. Don't let your mood be controlled by your words. Really, when you talk in anger, when you talk in frustration, that travels through your body and through your mind and even through your spirit. And the way you're communicating is a little bit off. So again, pause before responding. Number 2, listen with full presence. So again, like we talked about before, I think that when you're talking with someone, make eye contact. Of course, I'm blind, so I don't even know if I'm looking at the camera. But what I do is I always look towards the person, look towards the voice. And I always invite people to correct me. A funny story was I was doing a talk on leadership with a friend. We were in a park. We were talking to someone's class. And the funny thing is as I was talking and moving around, I slowly drifted the way I was looking, and I was actually looking to the side, not at anybody. So my friend just, non-verbally, he came and, he repositioned me, which was totally fine, because again, I want to make sure I'm paying attention to everybody when I'm talking to them and looking at them. So I don't mind those minor corrections. I just kind of thought it was a funny thing. So just again, put down that keyboard, turn away from the monitor and that phone call, and give the person who's with you total presence. And even if you're on the phone, I've always been told that when you're on the phone, talk like you're smiling, because that really comes through to the person you're talking with. Number 3, practice non-judgmental observation. And again, what I mean by that is be judgment aware, knowing that you're going to make judgments, you're going to have your biases. But again, when you're observing someone, when you're talking to somebody, let those judgments fly away for a little while. Just flutter away, because you don't need them in the conversation. So when you're talking with someone, if they're talking fast or they sound a little more aggressive, again, respond versus react. Again, that could help tone down the conversation. Also, when it comes to non-judgmental observation, just be present. Don't judge, because again, when you judge, you communicate less effectively. When you're judging the person, it will impact the way you communicate with them. 4, name your feelings and needs. So if you're feeling something or if you need something, let people know that. If you're frustrated, say, look, I'm frustrated right now. I need a little bit of a space, or I'm not certain how to give you this feedback without a little intensity. So do you want it now or do you want to pause? Again, naming those feelings, naming those needs is going to really support your conversations with people, whether it's in your personal life or your professional life. This is about being honest, open, and transparent. Remember, hot communication. Number 5, speak from your experience, not assumptions. Again, when you assume things, there's a whole thing. You make an ass out of you and me. So I don't know if you heard that before, but I thought it was funny when I heard it back many, many years ago in college. Again, this is where you're going to share your observations. For example, I noticed you coming into work 10 minutes late, and I've noticed this every day. Again, you're not assuming they're coming in late, but you've observed them coming in late. And even if someone has told you something, you can ask them. Someone mentioned to me that you've been late for the last 3 days. I just want to check in to see if that's true or not. Again, you're not assuming, even though someone else has told you, because that other person could be wrong as well. And again, you're trusting the person within the conversation. Number 6, notice your body's cues, because just like your words can control your physical reactions, your physical reactions can control your words. So for example, if you're feeling the tenseness in the shoulders, if you're feeling the uncomfortable feeling in your gut, notice that. Notice that when you're talking, and notice how that's going to affect your speech with other people and your interactions with other people and your actions. So again, be present, be mindful, and recognize those feelings are there. Don't run from them, they're there. But then allow yourself to just take a bit of a break, a bit of a deep breath and whatnot. Number 7, build regular reflection time into your day. And I'd say do that in the morning and do that in the evening and throughout the day. Again, in the morning, if you're reflecting, you might be reflecting on what you're going to do for the day. Perhaps maybe take a few minutes at lunch. Reflect on how the day's going so far and maybe how you'd like to turn things around if it hasn't been going so well. Or celebrate those successes. I always say celebrate successes. We forget to do that for ourselves, but celebrate what's going right in your day, what's gone right in the morning. If you want to journal, journaling is great. Maybe there's things you want to take note of and you don't want to forget them. Write a journal, whether it's a digital journal on your notes, whether it's handwriting it on paper. There's something about putting pen to paper that I really miss. I don't know, there's just something about physically writing something. So I would really recommend that, because again, you're also taking a what I call a digital well-being break if you're not typing it down or dictating it into your notes. And sometimes that digital well-being break can be very helpful, so that when you're doing your journal, again, pen to paper, you're not being interrupted by a notification or a ding from your phone or someone calling you. So again, build in that reflection time every day, and remember to do it at night as well, reflecting on how the day went. You might ruminate on the bad stuff, but really focus on the good stuff. Because again, if you ruminate on the bad stuff before you go to sleep, you're going to have a hard time sleeping. But if you celebrate the good stuff and you you kind of sleep with success on your mind, you're going to sleep better. Number 8, welcome silence. So when you're in a conversation with people and you're talking and there's silence, let the silence be. This might be you or someone else processing something. It also, if you're stressed, if you're tense in your body, it gives you a chance to notice that and relax for 2, 3, 4 seconds. There's that saying, silence is golden. And again, I wish there was a formula where I could say, don't be silent for more than 7 seconds, or don't be silent for more than 10 seconds. But really, sometimes those intense conversations require silence for minutes even. So again, allow the silence. And if the silence feels uncomfortable, figure out, why is it feeling uncomfortable for you? Is it because you don't like silence? Or it's because it has gone on too long and maybe you need to interject something or ask a thought-provoking question to the other person? Or even say, look, I've noticed we've been quiet for about 2 minutes now. What's going on for you? Just be curious. And that leads us to number 9, be curious, not certain. Again, ask open-ended questions. Again, we go back to the example. We've been quiet for a couple of minutes. What's going on for you right now? Don't make assumptions. Don't try to fix things, But again, be curious. It's funny because I'm working with ChatGPT, and it's funny how much more I've learned how that system works by asking it questions rather than assuming things, rather than it's going to assume things, or rather than, trying to fix it. Know about the why, know about what's going on. It's who, what, when, where, why, and how. Keep those questions in mind. Those are, again, 6 questions that a lot of journalists use when they're covering a story. So use those questions when you're talking with someone. It's about the genuine curiosity. Bring kindness into the room. So whether it's a meeting, whether it's an uncomfortable conversation, especially if it's an uncomfortable conversation, Ashley, be kind. There's that old saying back in the 80s when you rented videotapes, it was be kind, rewind. And I think really what that means is, think about other people. Think about what other people may have to go through. And again, I always say too that if someone is frustrated and they're talking to you out of frustration, you have to realize that might not just be you, but they're coming in with things that happened during the day before, a week before, a year ago. So you're getting all that in the moment period. But again, I find when you're mindful, less and less of that trickles into the conversation. So again, be kind, be nice to people, really. So yeah, that is the top 10 list of things to do to live a more mindful life and communicate more mindfully and effectively. So again, I always say in this video, if you need my services, individual, group coaching, teaching workshops on things like mindfulness, somatic awareness, conflict management, communication skills, things like that, really connect with me. My email is John@blindjohnny.com. And my website is blindjohnny.com, or my business name is Interventions, INNERVENTIONS.ca is the actual, well, not the actual link, but another way to get to my website, because blindjohnny.com just forwards you to the website. And again, if you can donate to my cause, donate to my GoFundMe page. I will include it in the description of this video. You can feel free to support me there as well. And yeah, until next time, remember, blind plus mindful equals blindful communications. This channel's for everyone. Have an awesome day.